Alright guys, so here's how I made my Corey Volume 3 mask. This is not a total tutorial on like how I did the sculpt and all that stuff, just basically the steps I took. Now, my life cast that I made was uneven on the bottom, so because I didn't want plaster seeping into the bottom and filling up that part, and then not being able to get the sculpt out, I built a wall of clay under and around the sculpt so that plaster won't seep in under the sculpt and mold when I go to mold it. As you can see, I'm doing that here, and it does not have to be super clean because all that stuff, once it's casted in latex, is going to be trimmed. And here's my setup. I am using Man 200 Ease Release Mold Release Spray. I like it a lot. And I'm also using Krylon Crystal Clear Spray. And that's the layer of Krylon Crystal Clear Spray, and then once that dried, I used the mold release. Now, here's the basic setup. 1 bucket for mixing plaster in, 1 bucket for water. And there's the burlap I'm using to put into the mold to make it strong and thick. Got the bucket there, cardboard all around so I don't get plaster all over my garage. A foam cup for taking the plaster from the bag and putting it into the bucket. Got a chip brush, paper towels, scissors. And this first little batch of plaster I mixed up was super thin. You do not want it to be super thin, especially with Ultra Cal 30 like I'm using here. You want it to basically, once you mix it up, you want it to be thick so that it hangs on your hand. It doesn't just flop right off. Otherwise, you're going to end up with a really weak and thin coat. I was able to fix it, though. And now you can see I finished the mold. It's still drying a little bit, but I went ahead and cracked it off of the cardboard the next morning, turned it over once it was all dry, and basically had all this clay I needed to remove, so I used a sculpting tool and my hands to get the clay out. Heating the clay with the hairdryer can also help with this. And I also then, once I got a good line around the sculpt and around the life cast, I took a screwdriver and lifted it out. And there you can see I'm digging the clay out. Most of that came out in one piece. Using a sculpting tool for that is also helpful. There's the finished mold. I kind of have to rinse it out with some water and clean it, but that's basically it. Yeah. You can see I have my Monster Maker's latex, 1 gallon. And I'm going to just fill up the mold with it, and let it sit for an hour to build up a good thickness. Then take it, dump all the latex back out, turn it over on the bucket, turn it back over after 10 minutes, and let it dry overnight. And you can see that's it the next morning. Edges are already starting to come off. Alright guys, first thing in the morning, I'm super excited to pull my first Corey, pull my first mask from a mold ever. I'm really excited for it. It's dried overnight, and you guys saw what that looks like in the previous slide in the video, obviously. And I'm just sprinkling some baby powder around in there to make sure that none of the latex sticks to itself. And this thing should come off super easy. So, yep, just gonna find an edge and peel it off. Yeah, this is a very thick piece. I mean, I could have left it thicker, but I'm just saying. Okay, I don't want to pull too hard on this. This is the first time casting in this mold. Okay, almost there, and it's coming off. Careful with this part here. Working on the part around the eyes. And alright. There we have it. First latex Corey pulled from the mold. I'm so excited about that, dude. That looks sick. It's super thick too. Look at the inside of that. Came out super clean and nice, and the mold is also looking spectacular. Dude, hell yeah. That's fucking sick. I love that. Put my face perfectly too, because I did sculpt this on my life cast. And yeah, super awesome. I'll put more shots of this, like cut and stuff at the end of the video, but yeah, that's the first latex Corey. So this is it, untrimmed, and I'm sorry that this came out upside down. I'm not sure why that happened. And here it is pretty much fully trimmed. yeah, I'm pretty happy with how it turned out, and I will be selling these as blanks and finished ones. If you would like a finished one or a blank, let me know in the comments, or message me through my Etsy. I wouldn't recommend messaging me through my Instagram, because I'm not active on Instagram right now. So, yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and thank you so much for watching.